The internet is on fire, the timelines are collapsing under the weight of scandal. And Harlem has officially become the stage for the biggest betrayal in love and hip-hop history. Jim Jones and Mama Jones are being dragged like never before. Fans are unleashing fury. The hashtags are relentless, and in the middle of the storm, Chrissy Lampkin has risen like a phoenix from the ashes, standing tall with the kind of power that even her harshest critics never saw coming. It all began with one video. One shaky clip leaked at 2 a.m., showing Jim screaming in a hotel lobby while Mama Jones hurled insults at Chrissy. Within minutes, the clip spread across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, sparking a digital earthquake that exposed years of secrets nobody was supposed to hear. Fans didn't just watch, they dissected every frame, every word, every gesture. And what they uncovered was darker than anyone imagined. Leaked messages, secret recordings, and insiders whispering in back channels revealed a shocking reality. Jim and Mama Jones weren't just undermining Chrissy. They were allegedly plotting behind her back, weaponizing family against her and cashing checks off her pain. And yet, while the world waited for Chrissy to crumble, she refused. She didn't break. She didn't fold. She stood up, and in that moment, chaos became her crown. But here's the twist: the receipts Chrissy is rumored to be holding are even uglier than what's already leaked in. If they drop, everything changes. The clock hadn't even struck midnight when the first leak detonated like a grenade across social media. A shaky, dimly lit video appeared on Twitter. Jim Jones standing in a hotel lobby, veins bulging in his neck, yelling at Chrissy while Mama Jones hurled insults loud enough to echo through the marble walls. The clip lasted only 20 seconds, but it was enough to trigger chaos. By 3 a.m., it had been viewed over 3 million times. By sunrise, the hashtags were trending. Hashtag drag Jim Jones. Hashtag Mama Jones exposed, and the one that set the tone for the day. Hashtag Stand Tall Chrissy. Fans dissected every frame of the footage like it was the Zapruder film. You can literally see Jim ball his fist when Chrissy steps forward. One user tweeted, circling screenshots with red arrows. Another fan slowed down the clip and insisted you could hear Mama Jones mutter, "We should have buried this long ago," under her breath. That single line became the conspiracy theory of the morning. What exactly were they trying to bury? And then came the second leak. An anonymous account uploaded audio to SoundCloud, a clipped, scratchy recording that sounded like it was ripped straight from a phone call. The voice, unmistakably belonging to Mama Jones, could be heard laughing while saying, "She ain't family. She ain't never gonna be family." Jim knows where his loyalty lies. Jim's muffled voice followed, agreeing, "Chrissy just needs to play her role. She don't got power unless we let her have it." The internet erupted. Screenshots of the audio waveforms filled Twitter. Fans accused Jim of emotionally manipulating Chrissy for years, while Mama Jones actively sabotaged her. Within an hour, think pieces were posted on TikTok with titles like "Chrissy was right all along" and "The Jones Family." Gaslighting exposed. Chrissy stayed silent until she didn't. At 11 a.m., she posted a photo on Instagram. No caption, no words, just a picture of herself in a sleek black dress, chin high, eyes piercing the camera. The message was clear: unbothered, unbroken, untouchable. Fans flooded her comments. "Queen energy? You survived 20 years of this nonsense. Sis, and you don't need him. We got you." But the calm lasted barely an hour before insiders dropped a fresh bomb. A Love and Hip Hop producer allegedly leaked a screenshot of group chat messages between Jim, Mama Jones, and a VH1 exec. The texts showed Jim complaining that Chrissy's storylines always make me look weak, and Mama Jones suggesting maybe it's time the network sees her true colors. The exec replied with a chilling line: "Drama sells, but remember, family unity sells better." Fans lost their minds. If the texts were real, and there was no way to know for sure, this meant Jim and Mama Jones were plotting with producers to undermine Chrissy on national TV. Suddenly, all those humiliating storylines from past seasons looked less like accidents and more like deliberate sabotage. Chrissy, meanwhile, played her hand like a pro. Instead of rushing to deny or confirm, she waited until evening to go live on Instagram. Sitting in her living room, makeup minimal, voice calm but firm. She told her fans they thought I would break. They thought I would crawl. But let me tell you something, I've been standing tall my whole life. And if you think this is the end, it's just the beginning. The live was short, less than 10 minutes, but it had the impact of a nuclear blast. Fans clipped her words, remixed them into TikTok sounds, and created montages with the phrase "standing tall" plastered across them in bold letters. Chrissy had turned her pain into a rallying cry. That's when Mama Jones struck back. Within minutes of Chrissy's live, Mama Jones went live too, pacing back and forth in her kitchen, waving her arms. "She ain't no queen, she a clown." Mama yelled into the camera. "My son been dragged down for years because of her. He'd be married, he'd be free, he'd be thriving if it wasn't for Chrissy holding him hostage in that fake relationship." She slammed her hand on the counter, rattling a glass vase. But what Mama Jones didn't realize was that her live was screen recorded, and fans immediately noticed something on the fridge behind her, a piece of paper with what looked like a lawyer's letterhead. Within hours, fan detectives zoomed in, enhanced the blurry text, and claimed it was a notice of debt collection tied to Jim. They screaming about Chrissy holding him back. "But look who really can't pay their bills," one fan wrote on Twitter, garnering 200K likes. The dragging only intensified. Jim tried to post a video of himself in the studio, rapping about loyalty and betrayal, but fans bombarded the comments with clown emojis. One line he spit, "I made her. She ain't nothing without me," got clipped and reshared as proof of his arrogance. By nightfall, even celebrities started weighing in. K. Michelle tweeted, "This why I never trusted Jim. Always felt like Chrissy deserved better." Tamar Braxton posted a cryptic Instagram story with the words, "Stand tall, sis. Queens don't beg." And then came the third and most devastating leak of the day. A blogger dropped an unedited video allegedly recorded at the same hotel lobby where the chaos started. In this longer version, Chrissy could be seen standing firm, refusing to back down while Jim shouted in her face. Mama Jones yelled, "You'll never be part of this family." And Chrissy responded with icy calm, "I built this family. Without me, there's nothing left to hold together." The crowd of bystanders gasped, and the video cut off there, but it was enough. Fans declared Chrissy the winner in the court of public opinion. But here's where the story swerved into even darker territory. At midnight, the same anonymous account that leaked the audio earlier uploaded a 45-second voicemail. Jim's voice could be heard, tense and angry. "Why would you tell her? Why would you give her that? Do you know what she's capable of if she has those receipts?" The call ended abruptly with a click. Receipts. That word alone sent fans into a frenzy. Did Chrissy have evidence, texts, photos, contracts that could completely destroy Jim and Mama Jones? Was this the reason for their panic? And if so, how long before she dropped them? By the next morning, speculation hit fever pitch. Twitter threads spun theories about hidden bank accounts, secret children, and even VH1 producer cover-ups. TikTok was flooded with edits of Chrissy's live spliced against Jim's voicemail. Captions screaming, "She holds the power." The chaos wasn't just online. Paparazzi caught Chrissy leaving her apartment in Manhattan with a thick folder tucked under her arm. The photos went viral instantly. Fans swore this was the infamous receipts folder Jim referenced in the voicemail. Gossip sites plastered the image with headlines like "Chrissy's folder of doom" and "Is this the end of Jim Jones?" Jim tried damage control. He posted a long caption on Instagram about family business not being for the public, but it backfired. Fans flooded the comments, accusing him of hiding, gaslighting, and manipulating Chrissy for decades. Mama Jones doubled down to posting a throwback picture of herself and Jim with the caption, "Family first, outsiders never win." That line only sparked more backlash, with fans accusing her of being jealous of Chrissy and sabotaging her relationship out of spite. And through it all, Chrissy remained silent. No posts, no lives, no comments. Just silence. Which, in this media storm, was louder than anything she could have said. But the silence was shattered late that evening. At exactly 11:59 p.m., Chrissy posted a black screen with 3 words in white text. Tomorrow. It drops. The internet froze. What was she planning to release? What receipts had Jim and Mama Jones so terrified? And when the clock struck tomorrow, would Harlem's first couple finally crumble under the weight of their own secrets? At the stroke of noon, the world stopped scrolling. Chrissy Lampkin's Instagram dropped, and with it came a file that would shake Harlem. Hip-hop and reality TV to their very core. No glossy photos. No captions. Just a single PDF titled Truth Hurts. Within seconds, screenshots of the document flooded every corner of the internet. It wasn't gossip anymore. It was receipts. And they were nuclear. Page 1 was a bank statement showing suspicious transfers from Jim Jones's account to what appeared to be shell companies linked to Mama Jones. Fans zoomed in on the transaction notes. Consulting, family services, and the most damning of all, keep quiet. The amounts ranged from $5,000 to $25,000, funneled over the course of 3 years. To the naked eye, it looked like Jim had been secretly funding his mother's lifestyle by shifting money through backdoor accounts. All while Chrissy was being painted as the gold digger on television. Page 2 was worse. It was a transcript of a text exchange between Jim and Mama Jones, leaked in full. "We can't let Chrissy control the narrative," Jim texted. Mama replied, "Don't worry, baby. I'll make sure VH1 knows the real story. She'll be the villain, not you." Fans highlighted the words villain and plastered them across TikTok edits with ominous music. Within an hour, #ChrissyVillainMyAss was trending worldwide, but the third page was the one that broke the internet. It was an email chain allegedly between Mama Jones and a VH1 producer. Mama wrote, "Chrissy, too strong. We need to break her down. She can't be bigger than Jim." The producer responded, "Drama sells. We'll push the narrative. But you'll fight back. Are you ready for that storm?" Mama replied with a single chilling line, "I've been ready." The fan base went wild. The betrayal wasn't just marital. It was professional. It was generational. It was systemic. For years, viewers thought Chrissy's on-screen struggles were reality TV dramatics. Now, it looked like they were manufactured by her own family and network execs. Twitter threads blew up with timelines proving how Chrissy had been set up season after season. One fan posted a montage titled, "They tried to break her, but she stood tall," racking up 3 million views in 2 hours. Jim, however, wasn't about to take this lying down. Within 30 minutes of Chrissy's post, he went live on Instagram. His face was tight, jaw clenched, voice quivering with anger. "Y'all don't know what y'all talking about? Y'all don't know what family business is. Chrissy been lying, manipulating, making herself look like the victim. I built her. I fed her. And this what I get." He slammed his hand on the table. That's not loyalty. That's betrayal. The live was pure chaos. Comments poured in faster than Jim could read them, flooding the screen with clown emojis, snake emojis, and endless chants of "Stand tall, Chrissy." Fans begged him to explain the documents, but he dodged, saying, "That's fake. That's photoshopped." It's the problem. He never denied the words themselves. Mama Jones, never one to stay quiet, went live too. This time she sat at her kitchen table with papers scattered everywhere, claiming they were proof that Chrissy was a fraud. "She ain't never wanted my son. She wanted his money. She ain't never been family. Look at these bills. Look at these receipts. She the problem." But when fans paused the video and zoomed in, the so-called receipts were nothing more than old utility bills and an overdue Macy's card. Within minutes, Mama was trending for all the wrong reasons. Memes flooded Twitter. Not the Macy's bill receipts. Sis tried to pay with Kohl's cash, and the brutal Mama Jones gave us CVS-length energy with no substance. The dragging was merciless. Celebrities started piling on. Remy Ma tweeted, "Funny how the truth always comes out in the end." Cardi B went live on TikTok laughing, "Chrissy ain't playing with y'all no more." She said PDF, baby. Even 50 Cent jumped in with a meme of Jim photoshopped as Pinocchio, captioned, "Somebody lying." But the story wasn't done twisting. Hours after Chrissy's receipts dropped, a mysterious account posted a new video to YouTube titled "The Full Lobby Fight Uncut." This version was 10 minutes long, captured from a bystander's phone. It showed the entire sequence of events that started the firestorm. Jim yelling, Mama Jones screaming, Chrissy standing calm but unrelenting. The climax came when Jim shouted, "You think you can embarrass me? You think you can expose me? You don't know half of it." Chrissy fired back, "Oh, I know all of it. And the world's about to know too." The crowd gasped, and Jim lunged forward before security rushed in. That line, "I know all of it," became the rallying cry of the night. Fans clipped it, looped it, set it to music. TikTok edits popped up with Chrissy's face superimposed on Beyoncé's crown. With text overlays reading "The receipts are coming." Twitter dubbed Chrissy Harlem's First Lady of Survival. Meanwhile, Jim's camp scrambled. His lawyer released a statement calling the documents fabricated and malicious, but fans weren't buying it. Hours later, a blogger leaked what appeared to be a voicemail from Jim's manager. "We need to get ahead of this. If those other files come out, it's over. Shut it down, pay who you gotta pay, just stop it." The implication was clear. There were more receipts, and they were even worse. And then came the emotional breakdowns. Paparazzi spotted Mama Jones outside a salon, crying into her phone. The video went viral with captions like "The dragging finally hit Mama." On Twitter, fans mocked her, but others admitted it was painful to watch. Meanwhile, Jim posted a photo of himself alone in a dark studio with the caption, "Nobody knows my pain." The comments were savage. "We know Chrissy's pain though, delete this. Bro, and the brutal pain is your brand now, but Chrissy?" She remained silent. No posts, no comments, no lives, just silence. And in that silence, her power grew. Fans interpreted her restraint as strength. The less she spoke, the more they crowned her the victor. She had weaponized silence into a megaphone. Yet the biggest betrayal hadn't even hit yet. Just after midnight, Harlem Truths, the same anonymous account that had been leaking everything, posted a teaser video. The screen was black, the audio distorted. But the words were unmistakable. Jim's voice saying, "She doesn't know about the baby. If she finds out, it's over." The video cut off immediately. The internet exploded. A baby? Was Jim hiding a child? Was Mama Jones covering it up? Fans spiraled into hysteria. Theories poured out, names, timelines, potential mothers. TikTokers launched investigative series breaking down every woman Jim had been linked to in the last decade. Hashtags like #HiddenBaby and #JimExposed shot to the top of Twitter. By dawn, the whispers had grown into a roar. The narrative had shifted again from financial betrayal to a potential secret family. And the one person who hadn't spoken yet was Chrissy. Her silence now wasn't just power. It was a weapon. When reporters caught up to her outside a New York restaurant, she gave the tiniest smile and said just 4 words, "Wait for the truth." Cameras flashed. Fans screamed, and the internet collectively lost its mind. Now the world wasn't just waiting for Chrissy to stand tall. They were waiting for her to detonate the final bomb. The whispers about the baby detonated into a cultural earthquake. By mid-morning, every gossip blog, every Twitter thread, every TikTok page was laser-focused on one question. Did Jim Jones secretly father a child while Chrissy stood by his side for 2 decades? Fans dragged Jim relentlessly, but Mama Jones caught just as much heat, accused of covering up her son's double life. The hashtags were merciless. #HiddenBaby, #MamaKnew, and the most brutal. #StandTallChrissy. But the storm truly began when Harlem Truths, the anonymous account behind all the leaks, delivered what they called the folder of finality. A 10-minute video uploaded to YouTube with the title, "Proof He Lied." It began with screenshots of hospital forms. Jim Jones, listed as the emergency contact for a child born in 2019. The forms were blurred, the names redacted, but fans quickly noticed the signature at the bottom. Matched other verified documents Jim had signed in the past. Then came the bombshell, a grainy video clip of Jim, shirtless, cradling a toddler in a living room. His voice was soft, almost unrecognizable as he whispered, "Daddy loves you." The clip ended abruptly, but it was enough. Twitter imploded. He could treat a secret child with tenderness, but never give Chrissy a ring. One fan posted, earning 500,000 likes. Mama Jones tried to intervene, going live in a frenzy. She screamed at the camera, "That baby ain't got nothing to do with y'all. That's family business. Y'all stay out of it." But fans only grew more furious. Her comments filled with accusations of enabling, jealousy, and betrayal. One commenter wrote, "You protected your son, but you sacrificed Chrissy. You failed as a mother." Mama broke down mid-live, tears streaming, voice cracking. "I just wanted my son happy. Y'all don't understand the pain." She slammed the phone down, ending the broadcast in a mess of sobs. Jim, cornered, finally responded with a cryptic Instagram caption, "Not everything you see is what it looks like. Don't let lies twist love." But his words only fanned the flames. Within hours, fans unearthed photos of the child's mother, a woman linked to Jim years ago during a rumored Miami trip. Screenshots of old Dims resurfaced, painting a damning timeline. Memes flooded in. Jim in a baby carrier with the caption "Certified City Boy." And through it all, Chrissy remained unshaken. She broke her silence on Instagram Live that night, her face calm but her voice steady with fury. "For 20 years, I stood beside a man who couldn't stand beside me. I endured humiliation, manipulation, disrespect, all while being told to play my role. And now, when the truth finally comes out, they want to call it family business. No, it's public business because they made it public the day they dragged me on national television." Her words cut deep. Fans rallied instantly. TikTok was flooded with edits of Chrissy's speech set to triumphant music. Twitter crowned her Queen of Harlem. The comment sections filled with praise. "This is how you reclaim your power. Chrissy turned pain into power." And the biting Jim and Mama played checkers. Chrissy played chess. But the saga wasn't over. Moments after Chrissy's live ended, Harlem Truths dropped one last piece of evidence. A secret recording of a phone call between Jim and Mama Jones. In it, Jim's voice was low, panicked. "Ma, if she releases that DNA test, it's over for me. For us. We can't let it drop." Mama's voice followed. "I told you not to play with fire. Now it's burning us all." The phrase DNA test ricocheted across the internet like shrapnel. Was there an actual paternity test confirming Jim's secret child? And if so, how had Chrissy gotten her hands on it? Fans braced themselves, and then it happened. Chrissy posted a single image to Instagram, a folded legal envelope with the words "DNA results" stamped on the front. No caption, no explanation. Just the envelope. Within minutes, the post hit 1 million likes. The internet went into hysteria. "She vowed to end this man's career," one fan tweeted. "Chrissy is holding Harlem hostage right now," another posted. The suspense was unbearable. Meanwhile, celebrities chimed in like it was the Super Bowl. Cardi B went live screaming, "I've been told y'all Jim was shady." Chrissy, a queen. Remy Ma simply tweeted, "She stood tall." Period. Even 50 Cent, who had been trolling Jim for years, reposted the DNA envelope with the caption, "Told you. The streets always talk." The next morning, Chrissy finally dropped the hammer. She uploaded the full report. The test confirmed Jim Jones was the father of a 4-year-old child. The document was watermarked, signed, and stamped. There was no denying it now. The internet exploded into pandemonium. Hashtags shifted to hashtag Chrissy won and hashtag DNA confirmed. Memes poured in, Chrissy holding a crown. Jim edited onto Maury's infamous stage with the words, "You are the father." Fans dragged Jim relentlessly, calling him the ultimate manipulator exposed by the very woman he underestimated. Mama Jones trended separately, with fans blasting her for enabling and protecting lies for years. VH1 producers panicked behind the scenes. Leaked emails suggested they were debating pulling reruns of Jim and Chrissy's old episodes to avoid fueling the fire. One producer allegedly wrote, "Chrissy is now the hero, Jim the villain. If we air this wrong, the brand collapses." The scandal had jumped from gossip to franchise survival. As for Jim, he vanished. His Instagram went dark. His comments flooded with rage and ridicule, forcing him into silence. Paparazzi finally caught him leaving a studio in Harlem, hoodie low, refusing to answer questions. Fans jeered from across the street, chanting, "DNA don't lie." And then came the emotional climax. Chrissy, standing outside her apartment with fans cheering, finally addressed the chaos one last time. Her voice was clear, strong, and unshakable. "For too long, I was dragged. For too long, I was silenced. But the truth is louder than lies. And today, I stand tall, not just for me, but for every woman who was told to play small." She raised her chin, smiled, and walked away, leaving the cameras flashing and the crowd screaming. The narrative was over. Jim and Mama Jones, once untouchable pillars of Harlem celebrity, now branded as manipulators exposed by their own arrogance. Chrissy had transformed from victim to victor, her strength immortalized in hashtags, edits, and think pieces. The internet crowned her the winner of a war she never asked for, but fought with dignity. And yet, as the dust settled, Harlem Truths posted one final cryptic tweet. "The folder isn't empty. This was just chapter 1. The saga wasn't finished. It was only getting started, and there you have it. The DNA receipts dropped, the lies shattered." And Chrissy walked away with her crown held high, while Jim and Mama Jones stood buried under the rubble of their own schemes. But don't think for a second that this saga is over. Harlem Truths already teased that this was just chapter 1. If the leaks we've seen so far could destroy reputations and flip an entire fan base overnight, imagine what's still hidden in that folder. Imagine the recordings, the emails, the betrayals that could be next. This is where you come in. If you're still watching, you're not just an audience member, you're part of the movement. Hit that like button right now. Drop your royest thoughts in the comments and subscribe before the next bombshell drops. Because when it does, it won't just break the internet, it's going to change the entire culture of love and hip hop forever. Don't wait until the trending hashtags pass you by. Don't be the one scrolling Twitter wondering how you missed the biggest receipts of the year. The next leak could drop at any second, and if you're not locked in here, you'll be left in the dust while everyone else already knows the truth. So like, comment, and smash that subscribe button, because this storm is only just beginning. And trust me, you do not want to be on the outside looking in when the next wave hits.